Hey guys, what is going on? This is Matt here and welcome to some more custom zombies mapping tutorials. So then guys, in this video we're going to be actually adding in a door into this doorway. Now if you're wondering how I actually created this doorway, then be sure to go and check out my other video on how to create doorways. It's actually really easy to do, but at the same time, you do need to know the measurements of the actual doorway if you want to scale it properly. So then what we need to do first is right click on your 2D view, go down to script and Brushmodel. Okay, it cannot be a normal it can't be a normal brush because we're going to give it some KVPs, keys and values. There we go. You guys won't have that ticked if you've been following along, because I was doing something else earlier, so that's the reason why that was ticked. Okay, so resize it to the size of my doorway. We're going to go into textures, show in use. Just going to texture the individual sides because we don't need to have everything textured. Just like that. Just going to slide it over a little bit. I'm pretty much now just adding a door pretty much to the doorway. Okay, so now we've got that. Remember, script Brushmodel, right click, script and Brushmodel. Okay, don't use a normal brush. You can use a normal brush for like doorways and walls and things like that, but never for a door. Obviously, if the door doesn't open, then you can do, but for a door that you want to open, you don't use a normal brush. So next, next you need to right click, go down to trigger and click use. Okay, now you just gotta resize this a little bit, nice and easy there, and I'm just gonna leave it 8 blocks below the actual top of the doorway, just so I can select each thing nice and easy. Okay, if you don't know how I've just resized all that, then I strongly recommend going and having a look at my my first couple of videos where I'll show you guys how to actually basically make your first room and things like that, because in that video I show you guys how to actually move brushes around and do things like that, create walls, so that would really help. So then next we're going to add some KVPs. Now these will all be in the description for you guys to copy and paste if you need to. So then we're going to start off with the door, and we need to do target name. I'm going to call this door 1. Okay, now this, because we've just called this door 1, we're also going to name the trigger for the target door 1, and that's going to link them both together, okay, later on. So make sure you remember what your target name was for this door. Okay, so next we're going to do spawn flags, and that's going to be value 1. Next it's going to be script vector, but I'm going to need to show you guys first how to know what the numbers are going to be. Okay, now you're going to type in script vector, and then you're going to be asked to put in 3 numbers. Okay, now each number makes this object, this this script brush model, sorry, move in a different direction. Okay, so you got your X, Y and Z. That's why I had this ticked up here for before by accident. Okay, now the easiest way to know which way this moves is to use these. Now some people just guess, and some people just experiment with different numbers, but if you want to get get it correct all the time without having to go into game, have a look if it works, and then keep on going back into Radiant to keep changing the numbers, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, now then you'll notice that when you do that, it comes up like you can lock different axes. Okay, now by doing that, it'll lock the x-axis, so this brush will only ever move in the x-axis as long as we've got that option enabled. So you can see I cannot move it up and down, only to the sides like that. Okay, same goes for the Y. I can only move it that direction, and for the Z, I can only move it up and down. I cannot move it. You can see I can not move it whatsoever in any other direction other than up or down. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to do each one of them and just experiment really. So obviously for this one, we want the door to be moving this way into this wall. That's the reason why we made the door thinner, by the way, because if you have your door the same size, one second, let me just show you this. If you have your door the same size, you can see it conflicts with that texture. So always have your door a little bit thinner, just so it doesn't collide pretty much. Now you can see we want the door to slide this way in this video, so it's in the x-axis because we've got the X option enabled. So you then need to know how many units it's going to move into that direction, and if it's negative or positive. Now you'll see up here we've got numbers, 64, 128 and 192. Now these are the direction it's going to move in. Now if you wanted it to move this way, it would be going down in numbers. You can see it would be going down from 128 and downwards, or whichever number you were starting at anyway. And obviously we're moving it this direction, so it's going up in the numbers, which means it's going to be going positive. Now this width of this door is 54, so it means we need to move it 54 units this direction to actually make the doorway clear. But if you move it 54, then in game you'll see that this happens, okay, and the textures will collide just like they were doing with this wall. So the way to fix this is move it one block more, just like that, and that fixes it. So the width of your door, always do it 1 unit higher. So in this case we're going to be using 55, and that basically just stops the collision with the actual wall. Okay, so we'll click on the door, we'll do script vector. In this case obviously it was 55 positive. If you're doing it the opposite direction, it's going to be negative, or you know, if you're doing it on a different side of axis, if you're doing it up or down, or any other different direction, remember, you know, just experiment with these up here and you'll know which way it moves. Okay, so I'm going to do 55 and 0, 0 because we don't want it to move any other directions other than right, or when you're in game it'll move left, sorry. So we're going to leave that as that is. There we go. Next we're going to move on to the actual trigger. So we're going to do target name, and this is going to be zombie door. Remember, KVPs will always be in the description when I'm doing things like this, so you guys can follow along. If you're not too sure what I've just typed, have a look in the description. So now we're going to do script noteworthy. Alright, and do magic door. Like that, okay? Next we're going to do zombie cost. This is how much the door is actually going to cost. We're going to do 750. Now you can choose out of a few options here. You can have 100, 200, 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500 or 2000. Okay, now you can add in, you know, custom costs, so you can add like 10,000 if you wanted to, but you can't do it just this way. You have to also add a line of well, you basically you have to extra scripts in the actual map files themselves. Now you can do that, but I'm not going to be doing that in this video, just because this is doing just a basic sort of door without any sort of custom costs in yet. So we're going to add that. We're going to do that door for 750 points. Next we're going to do target, and this is going to be the name of the door, door 1. Now if you see that blue line there connecting the trigger and the door together, that means you're doing it perfectly fine and it is now working. Okay, now the only reason why you might have this door not working is it might move in a different direction, because you might have, you know, just done these a little bit wrong. You don't have to use these, but it's just a really good, you know, a really easy way to know which way it's going to be moving. Now, you know, obviously, you know, if it doesn't work, just try again, and you know, just change the values. Like, you can just click on the door and quite easily, you know, just change the values of them, and that works quite nicely. So then guys, that's pretty much it now then. We've just made the first door in our app. Remember, if you want to do this this border for the door, make sure you go and check out the other, my other video, and where I explain how to do that. So then guys, we're now going to go into the actual game, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when this door is opening. So I'll see you guys over at Wood at War. Okay then guys, so now we're over at Wood at War. I'm actually going to test what this door looks like. So launch your map. Remember to compile your map as well, guys, just like just as if you've just added like a new wall or something like that. Remember, it won't work unless you compile it fully. So you can see just by like going if we need it. You can see we've now got the trigger set up, and open the door, and there you go. You can see the door opens nicely. Obviously we didn't texture the outside part yet, but oh well. Why not? There we go. So you guys, that works nicely. Now if you do add a second room, then make sure you watch one of my next tutorials that I'll be making shortly, and I'll be showing you guys how to add a second room and, you know, make the zombies go through the actual doorway, because sometimes they might go a bit weird, but the best way to do it is just put a path, you know, directly in between, you know, like directly in the doorway. That works quite nicely. So you guys, thanks for watching this, and make sure you leave a comment if you need any help at this, and I'll try and help you guys out. So hey guys, thanks for watching this. Thanks to the support as always, and I'll see you guys later. See you guys.